y'all, today you're going to enjoy April 2021 bullet journal setup, plus some reviews, so hope you enjoy. So I started out by writing April with my mildliners, and I went in again with a different color just at the bottom of it, just to make it look a little bit cooler. Then I went in with my fineliner and drew an outline on the outside of the letters. Then I'm drawing this girl here who's basically blowing out these bubbles that are going to appear on the screen in a second. Yep, right there. Then I colored those bubbles in different shades of blue, and this one in particular has like waves in it with a paper boat. And then I started coloring in the actual girl. So her hair is just a brown color, and then here's where I kind of really messed up. So if you see the pen I'm holding here, it's super duper thin, so the strokes are obviously also really thin. So as you can see, there are a lot of splotches and uneven areas, which is obviously not good. So I tried to cover it up by by adding shading. I don't really think that helped, so anyway, we're just gonna move on from that. And I just added some highlights to these bubbles. And here was where my favorite part comes. I'm finally using washi tape. So I took out all of the shades of blue I had and organized them in a dark to light pattern. Then I took the darkest one and then put it diagonally on the bottom right side of the page, and then I continued that with all of the shades I had. Then I just took my scissors and cut off the excess tape. Then I tried to fix the girl by adding an outline to the whole body, but I'm not sure how well that worked, but I think it made it a little bit better. So I usually paste my papers together since my pages aren't that strong, but this time my glue gave up. Like, it wouldn't stick together or anything. So I decided to take a break and just drink some water because water is important. After coming back, I just decided to leave it and deal with it later, and went on to the calendar spread. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about my new supplies. So as you probably did or did not notice, I have these new fineliners, and the ones I'm using right now are Pigma microns. And I also got the new washi tape. So the washi tape you saw before were my new washi tapes. And I just got all of them from Amazon, but for more information, you can check out the description. Okay, back to the thing now. So I drew out the main calendar, and at the bottom, I drew some like waves. And right on top of one of the waves, I drew a paper boat. Does that ring a bell? If it doesn't, I'll show it to you right now. And for some people who still cannot remember, that boat was on the front page in one of the bubbles. So the idea here is to try to include that paper boat in all of the pages, and that is special to this month. But anyway, I drew these lines inside the waves, and I colored in different shades of blue inside of them. Then on the top of the page, I wrote down April in the same like font thing with the two different colors as I did on the main page. And I wrote 2021 on the side over there. And just for an extra little touch, I added some highlights inside the words. Then these little circle, or not little, but big circles, and a small circle that you see over there are also the bubbles. And then I went in the little tabs for the days of the week, and I wrote them out. And because it still looked a little bit plain, I added like color to each of the lines. Then I wrote the dates on all of the boxes. Then I took my stencil and drew out some circles on the top left of all of the boxes. And since I had to include a washi tape sequence, I just added that on the top right of the right page. And now for the mood tracker. So for the mood tracker, I did like a wave, but in a circle layout. As you can kind of see, it's like in a shape of a circle. I thought that would be cool, so I decided to do that. And then as you saw before, in my waves, I had a lot of different like sections, so I decided to do them as the different days. And then I just added the other things like mood tracker on the top, and the bar, and the smiley faces, and the dates inside all of the sections. Then, of course, because we need to have all the bubbles, I just drew the bubbles out with the paper boat in one of them and just colored them in. I will also be talking about my experiences with these new stationeries I got. So if you're planning to buy any of this, then you'll know how they are. So the Pigma microns I think are amazing because the one I got in particular, it has like different like widths and sizes, so you can use it for like anything. And then for the washi tape, it's like not like the worst thing ever because the ones I had before, they like came off like right when you like put it on. But these ones, they're like kind of really thin, so they come off like quickly too, but not as quickly, so they're like lasting, I think. And then the pricing, I think it is pretty reasonable because the washi tapes were, I think, like $40 for just like under $20, so that's like pretty good. Anyway, coming back to the spread, my habit tracker was actually pretty simple. It's just the calendars with the different like categories. Underneath that, I want to have like a message with like that paper boat because it was like on every page, so it should have like a meaning. So it's basically that the whale is like having the back kind of the paper boat, so it's like helping it achieve its like goal is the main thing. So over there it said dream big because everything's supporting you, so dream big, you know. Anyway, I just went on to the actual whale and just outlined it because it looked kind of plain. But then I had to stop right there because it was, first of all, really late in the night and I was like really tired of like doing this anyway, so yeah. But then the next day it was better. I did a little bit more. So I worked on the playlist spread this time because I wanted to include it since I didn't have it last time. So the songs I chose are Into the Abyss, which is an OST from Abyss, which is a K-drama. And then the second one is Double Troubled Couple, which is also an OST from Strong Women Do Bong Soo. And then the last one is No More by Cami Yohan. And I'm not sure if I already said this, but my glue wasn't working, so I had to use washi tape and normal tape. So I first taped the paper with the normal clear tape, then I took the washi tape and just attached it from there. Then I got a little hungry and took a croissant for dinner. Okay, so now coming back for real, I took out all of my blue washi tape I had and put them in a diagonal shape, which we saw before, but this time it was way larger. Because I wanted to cover the whole top part because I had no other inspiration to do. So I just took the excess off, and then I decided that I couldn't write on top of the washi tape since it would look kind of weird and disordered. So I kept that aside and finished up the actual playlist button things. But then I thought of attaching a different piece of paper on it. So I just took a little piece of paper and I colored it a shade of blue. But after that, I'm super sorry I couldn't find the footage of that part, but I'll just tell you what happened. So I basically just took that piece of paper and wrote playlist on it with a white pen, and then I stuck it on the top part. And then with a fineliner, I just drew the paper boat on the top. Then I drew these diagonally cut boxes for the weekly spread. I chose a one-page spread because I don't really need a lot of space for these, and they're kind of wasting paper. But anyway, yeah, and instead of using marker or a pen to draw the top lines, I just used washi tape. And to cut off that part, I didn't have an X-Acto knife, so I had to use scissors, but it wasn't working. So yeah, I had to bring out my big scissors, Anyway, I just cut that off and wrote all the days of the week, and then obviously as a final touch, we had to add the bubbles. And then at the top, I just wrote April in the same font that I used for the other spreads. And that was it. Except the final reveal, but... And here it is. So on the first page, there is a quote which says, "Let the waves carry you where the light cannot," inside a bubble. And then on the next page, we have a lot of bubbles and a girl blowing them out. And then we have the calendar spread with all of the dates and waves at the bottom. Then we have the mood tracker, the habit tracker with the whale saying dream big, and the playlist spread with all the songs, and finally the weekly spread. And that is it for this month's video. I really hope you liked it, and make sure to check out the description for anything that is necessary. Bye!
Your name.